Wake up, gamers, because you're in the Big Think Dimension, the first gaming podcast to self-isolate and sound good. Featuring KZ Excellent,
Me? Gone gaga.
Dan and Bob Video Game,
You see that mountain? You could self-isolate on that mountain, Bob.
Oh, thank God.
and Mr. Feel
His brain? No. His heart.
here on GigaBoots.
Gotta talk about spam.
Yeah, that's actually how we really decide the recording schedule. Like, it just happens to fall on Thursdays, but I'm pretty sure we do the Big Think Dimension, whatever. We're like, we have a lot of spam to talk about. So I'm glad we could all gather here again to talk about spam. Mr. Feel, what's new in spam?
Well, first, in sort of related to spam, but not exactly related to spam news, thanks to Bob posting a picture of himself eating it earlier in the week, I was like, oh, I better get... I need to get a can of hash.
Yes!
It's always a good choice.
I need to get me a can of hash.
Cup
So
coffee.
I ate some hash and eggs with some coffee.
Nice.
And then I was like, well, what am I going to do with the rest of this chorizo spam? So I cut it into the smallest cubes possible.
Okay.
Then I microwaved a potato and left it out all night, or not all night, in the fridge all night. And then
Okay.
cut that into little cubes
Okay.
and made chorizo spam hash,
Oh.
Nice.
Huh. That sounds all right.
which I think is it's like crossing the streams of the two Bachelor Chow-esque quarantine meals.
Yes, I think you've made the ultimate Bachelor Chow quarantine dish.
What brand of hash did you go with?
Oh god, I don't remember.
Yeah, was it
was
Hormel?
not- No.
Okay.
Great value?
Was it Treat?
I think Armor is the other one that does.
Oh yeah, Armor does that too. Yeah.
It was Libby's.
Huh.
Libby's corned beef
Yeah.
hash.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've not seen that one.
As far as I know, Libby's isn't a fantastic brand, but it's been a while since I've eaten anything of theirs. I think the last thing I ate from them, was chicken and dumplings in a can, and that was a nightmare.
No, I can't.
Yeah,
imagine.
that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, that's up there with pizza or a hamburger in a can. Really not a good choice. God. Now I'm just remembering trauma from the mid-aughts. But the Libby's hash was all right. Okay.
Well, yeah, you fry it up real crispy. Boy, corned beef hash has a lot of moisture. It sure pops a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pan. You have to you have to social distance with your fucking lunch. You don't want to get scalded.
Bob and I have sad news in food this week.
Do we want to approach that after the spam talk? Or?
Sure, yeah. We'll just let the audience worry until then. Go ahead.
I did 2 spam dishes this week, and I did the corned beef hash, which I had the Armor corned beef. It's the first time I've had the Armor corned beef.
How's the Armor?
It's all right.
Does it feel strong?
The cooking message is weird for that one, where they're like, okay, make like a flat patty of it on your pan and just let it cook for 10 minutes, then flip the whole thing. That didn't work.
They want you to get... Oh, that didn't? I'm
Yeah, 'cause
surprised.
it does not want to like flip as one piece, and it just
no.
Of course not.
Yeah.
yeah, that's just not gonna happen. So I let it sit for that 10 minutes, and then I just started like mixing it around because it was not having anything else happen. But it was pretty good.
Okay.
I think I like Hormel more. I'm gonna have another can of the Hormel sometime because
Are we gonna have to do a Judgment Day video at the end of this quarantine to rank all of the corn,
All the
hashes and spams?
I will buy 1 can of every brand.
I've only found those 2 brands around here, but I haven't been to Walmart in a long time because I feel like that's the number one bad place you don't want to be ever, no matter what.
Yeah, what was it? I Shibuya was hanging out on a stream or something when I said, yeah, we started going to the Winn-Dixie more because no one was going there before or after the quarantine.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, it's the apocalypse. So, of course, that's when you end up at Winn-Dixie. That makes sense.
Winn-Dixie is wonderful.
No.
I like them.
Do you want to not save money or have good customer service? Come on down to Winn-Dixie.
Look, they're cheaper than Publix.
Yes, that was the trade-off. But
Yes.
not saving as much money as you could
true.
at Walmart.
Right.
It's the ultimate in between.
Isn't Publix like really high end? Like they'll make peanut butter for you?
No, but Fresh Market makes the peanut butter for you. Or actually, I think you make the peanut butter for you there, but you can hand pick your shit.
Huh.
Fresh Market's weird, you guys. Also, all of their employees have ID tags and cannot operate a register unless they are the correct ID tag with the correct PMC. Their body warmth is tracked all across the United States.
Is this a Metal Gear thing?
And an Amazon-owned dog is following them at all times, ready to bite their throat out.
Metal Gear.
Wait, is this Fresh Market or is this Whole Foods?
I mixed the two up. I'm gonna be honest. Who the fuck
You're
owns,
thinking of Whole Foods.
who owns Fresh Market? Is it just Fresh Market owns Fresh Market?
Maybe Fresh Market's also weird, like way crazy high end. Like they're
They do not
rival.
appear to be owned by anybody.
Interesting. Okay. At least they're not owned by Tom's Shoes. Fuck those guys. Anyway, Bob, did you have anything else to talk about before we deliver
of
the
course.
eulogy? Okay, let's keep going.
I did 2 Spam dishes. One that turned out well. I cubed up the Spam. I cooked the rice fresh, and then I put in some edamame, like from a frozen package, and it worked out pretty well. Like
Yeah, it sounds real good.
And then the other thing I tried to do was I used some low sodium Spam,
Uh-huh.
and I used curry sauce on it.
Oh, that's bold.
Yeah, it became almost like too much salt.
Yeah, I was gonna
To
say,
live.
did you have a nice, refreshing glass of ocean water with it?
Yeah, it was bad. I don't recommend doing that. Don't do that. I still have half of it. What I made left is like to taunt me. Like you
came here
made
to laugh at me.
you want to eat your food you made, right? No,
No.
If you don't, you wasted it. You wasted
you wasted half a can of Spam.
$2.
You can't waste $2,
$2.
Bob. Not in this economy.
No, but that's everything for my Spam news.
Okay, and to round out the food talk, Bob and I have very sad news, audience.
Oh no.
We can't believe our fucking microwave's dead.
Oh no!
Yes.
What a time. What a time for that to fucking happen.
So now I'm going to have to go to Lowe's and shop microwaves during a pandemic.
Look, just go at 6 a.m.
I wish. I don't think they're open then.
But see, here's the thing.
Oh,
here's the
I'm
risk.
thinking Home Depot. Home Depot opens at 6
I thought it was
a.m.
gonna be Bob's like, I can't do that. That's when I go to sleep.
I mean, one, if he goes to sleep. Two,
One try.
yeah.
Tries.
We're in the Florida Panhandle. A lot of old white people love 6 a.m.
Yeah, but they don't go to hardware
Why
stores
you're gonna
usually.
say like microwave?
The weird thing is, like, Home Depot is bizarre. I was looking at their website. Was like, I want to find a over-the-range microwave I can pick up today.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'll show you which ones are on display, but we have to ship in anything if you want it.
Yeah, that's the weirdest shit in the
Home
world.
Depot's fucking weird with appliances.
Yeah.
Because they like get all their appliances from like a distributor, so they never
So they have
can't
nothing.
even order them.
Yeah.
You can't even order them from where you can like because I'm putting together a fucking house at
Yeah.
the moment. And I had to buy like $8,000 of shit from Home Depot the other day. And it was like, okay, we can do all this except the stove. You have to go back to appliances, which is an entirely different person tucked away in the corner of the back. only they can order you a stove.
Here, take this coin. You'll need it in order to pass this bridge.
I'm like, but I have
Solve
the
3
number.
riddles, then you'll get your stove.
But I have the number, and they're like, no, I'm sorry.
No.
Turn the statue.
And it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with these 3 jewels? Do I put them in the train station altar? And get a hip pouch?
Yes, that's how you do it.
I guess that Lowe's does open up at 6 as well.
Okay.
But
Bob doesn't.
yeah, I don't think I want to be awake then, but maybe. I also have a game to pick up at GameStop.
Oh yeah, Trials of Mana is coming out today/tomorrow.
Fuck.
As of this recording.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I can't even
Slow
fucking pick it
down.
up because our GameStop is one of the ones that totally closed. Even though
gonna say our GameStop's one of the ones that got in a gunfight with the police.
not like shut down,
UMD
but
guns, let's go.
in certain states they're not even allowed to do the curbside shit. It's
Yeah.
like, no, you're closed.
That's good.
I mean,
Some states should actually be better about
be
that.
trying to help this situation. Yeah, that would be.
because the companies won't.
I'm gonna see if Target has it because it's a Square Enix game, and that's a little bit bigger than other stuff. So maybe they'll have it. Soccer Wars, I had to just be like, fine, I'll just order it for delivery from GameStop. It can be here like 4 days late. Who cares?
Though this transition from talking about breakfast food/food in general and home appliances into video games went elegantly, I'm a selfish asshole, and I'm going to go ahead and plug a great video. So there's a YouTube channel called Technology Connections. Certain noted members of the listenership, such as Invision, also watch Technology Connections. They go over older technology when it comes to like home appliances and whatever. They explained something to me that in my years for working at a grocery store could not fucking understand. We had the 60 to 80-year-old crowd constantly be like, oh, your free coffee's so delicious. And I'm like, it's the fucking generic store brand. Why are they losing their minds? Why are they this excited about this shit tier coffee? Well, Technology Connections did a video this week on percolators, which apparently cook coffee relatively wrong as fuck, and it tastes awful, but in a chemically way. And I'm like, oh my God, that's why all of their coffee makers at home have been replaced with instant drip coffee, like proper coffee makers.
Yeah.
And this thing is an industrial percolator, so it has that terrible chemical taste that they miss because they're nostalgic.
Yep.
I didn't understand.
coffee.
I thought because I'm looking at this coffee machine and I'm like, this is a weird design, presumably because it's an industrial size coffee maker. Apparently, no. Apparently, percolators are just designed like that. And yeah, the host of Technology Connections does a live reaction to cooking his favorite coffee grinds in 2 different styles of percolators, and you could just see on his face that he's like, this has murdered it. This tastes fucking awful. It tastes like chemicals. But yeah, really good channel, really good video. I'm just glad I solved that mystery of why 60 to 80-year-old people are fucking insane about free coffee. Glad we could get that solved. And after this, it's all gaming news, I promise everyone. After this, it's all gaming news. But there's one last thing. So I made the last step to completely nail a high-end audio setup, and what that requires is replacing my combo DAC headphone amp with discrete DAC and separate headphone amps that are high quality but cheap for the price. I bought one called the SMSL M500. It reviews really well. The problem? There is no quality control. So, audience, all I'm going to say is never buy a fucking product from SMSL. If you're ever in for an audio product, buy it from literally anyone else, because if you go check Amazon, their quality control is rock fucking bottom. The sound coming out of this thing is exceptional. The problem, it keeps dropping the signal on everything. So the optical audio just stops fucking working, and it's just like, that word was important in that sentence in that video game I'm playing, but don't worry about it. So that shit's already being returned to Amazon. Nothing can ever be easy.
Whether it's technology, food,
and food technology.
Food technologies.
The microwave thing wasn't even a momentous thing. I just hit cook this thing, and it made a sound like it was ventilating the fucking microwave, but it didn't spin. And I'm like, oh, that's bad. The spinny motor broke. I pull it out. It's completely cold.
To be in the room when that happened.
It was awful.
I wasn't even at the house. I showed up later, and Dan's like, "Yeah, it's dead." Like, what?
I was like, I was certain that it was just the motor that spun it that like broke, and that it would have still heated food. And I'm like, okay, we just got to remember to rotate our food. That's fine. No, it's ice cold when I pull it out, and I'm like, God,
No,
everything.
the microwave. It's carrying this production now. We're in a pandemic.
A little bit. Even like our frozen veggie shit, like Bob's edamame, I'm pretty sure is supposed to be microwaved.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So like,
Yeah, no.
Fuck.
There's I just bought a bunch of frozen veggies. I can't do anything with.
Dan, I have a horrible possibility.
okay.
Oh no.
What if your fast food curse is now just projecting to all food?
Don't make me want that.
It'll scale up so much that everything I cook just tastes like shoe.
I was actually considering buying a Samsung microwave, but I was like, I don't think I need to hear about QLEDs for the rest of my life.
Why does this say Q-Wave on it? I don't understand.
Ooh.
Macrowave. Bob was like, hey, some of these microwaves have convection ovens built in them. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And he's like, we have a normal oven. I'm like, yeah, but what if our microwave was also an oven? And he's like, we don't need a bad oven, Dan. All I'm saying is, guys, there is all sorts of range of qualities of other kitchen appliances like mandolins, knives, pans. Microwaves are just fucking microwaves, and they either work or they don't.
And now it's become a nightmare.
Yeah, nobody's invented some horrible fucking hybrid microwave that does 8 other things yet.
I want it.
For a while there, if you recall, they were trying to do, what was it, a combo microwave and light wave? Like, did you ever see that
what
shit?
those?
Yeah, it was like they were trying to super cook your fucking food with insanely intense light.
Yo, that'd be cool.
That sounds
Might make
fucking
my
stupid.
SpaghettiOs taste different.
It would make your SpaghettiOs taste like it had a film of burnt sugar on top and then cold soup underneath.
Nice.
Oh man, it's like a hot pocket.
Ugh.
Man. Yeah, now I'm just like, what happened to that technology? It's just gone.
Yeah, I have no idea. I kept looking into it, and it's just it never went anywhere. I don't know, man. I'm all ready for disruption in the exciting marketplace that is microwave. Anyway,
Now that you're in the market for one.
now that I've been thrusted into the shit ass marketplace for one, whatever. We're done talking about technology. Bob, you've been playing video game?
Yeah, I played video game.
Oh, that's cool. What video game you play?
I've played more Neo too.
Oh, that's cool.
I got to the point where they do a time skip
What?
and they age up some characters,
What?
but not yours.
Of course not.
So Nobunaga and Hideyoshi are like visibly older by a significant amount, even though the time skip is only like 3 years. And
What region is that? Like the third region?
I think that's the 4th region.
Jodo.
Okay. Okay. You. That'd be Senate. What? Man, fuck this show.
It never occurred to me that incomprehensible garbage coming out of our mouths could be really good content.
What? Didn't you hear the speen part of last week?
It was really hard to not join in.
Don't worry, they heard the spoon, and you stop it.
Yeah, no. Oh, man.
Neo 2.
Yeah, Bob,
So yeah, it's super weird because then like your character doesn't age up, and neither does some of the other story characters. Like there's this demon hunter you
good.
meet early on, and she doesn't age at all either, and it's weird.
Bob, are you excited for the end of this game that is the ending of A Beautiful Mind? Wait a second, these characters never aged up. I'm insane.
Just that'd be pretty bold considering the rest of the game hardly has had a plot.
It would be fucking unreal, man.
But yeah, it's still a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it.
Any idea how close to done you are?
No clue, because Neo 1 is also way longer than expected, so I assume this one's also going to be that.
Well, you know what I've been playing?
What's that, Dan?
I've been playing Sony's quarantine handout, the Uncharted collection on
Ooh.
PlayStation 4.
Yeah, because they gave that out alongside Journey.
Yeah, they gave out 2 8-year-old games, basically.
They gave out 2 ports.
They gave out 2 ports of PS3 games, most of the newest of which is like 10 years old. Or thereabout. I guess it would be 9 or 8. Anyway, I don't know if the collection has these glitches exclusively or if the original game did. Keep in mind, they made the game run at 60 frames per second now. So they put some work into re-engineering Uncharted a bit. Chloe was melting into floors.
That was by design.
This is the part of the game where it's very sad and Chloe melts into the floor.
Oh, no, it's
Ludonarrative dissonance.
It's just the power of her stand, Dan.
Could you? Man.
Ludonarrative dissonance. You play Max Payne, he's jumping all over. I wouldn't jump like that. Ludonarrative dissonance.
I think her melting into the floor is a really good setup for that spin-off one they put out, The Lost Legacy. I gotta play that.
I almost bought that. I almost bought that this last week because I was like, I wanted to play it. Bob doesn't own a copy. I don't own a copy. It's on sale. Wasn't it on sale for $5 off?
Yeah, I think it was like $15 or something.
I was like, I'm pretty tempted. I ultimately didn't, but I gotta say, Chloe in Uncharted 3 looks weird. Like, she doesn't match up with 2 or Lost Legacy, I don't think. But I don't know. I'll have to go and play those.
I mean, everyone's face model looks a little weird, especially in these remasters. Something about the way they did shading makes their eyes all look wrong.
Well, they don't have eye shaders.
I think it was 3. I think it was 3 where some characters just looked really off compared to previous ones. I remember Elena especially just doesn't look like the same person anymore.
Yeah, I haven't even run into Elena. I guess I'll just shotgun my thoughts out so far on Uncharted 3. Guys, Uncharted 3's writing is really bad. It is as bad as I fucking remembered.
What do you mean? It was great.
It has
going on adventures.
It has a really bad pacing and a really bad setup for the plot. Uncharted 2 and 4 do a much better job of balancing that. In fact, Uncharted 3 tries to do a lot of things that Uncharted 4 tried to do, but it does them more elegantly in a way that's more impactful. And honestly, this game's...
I mean, the other games don't have Talbot, the robot man.
I'm trying to even remember who you're talking...
he the
He's the henchman to the old woman.
Okay.
Uncharted 3.
Oh.
Where
yeah.
He seemingly does things that seem impossible and go unexplained.
Yeah, there's a point in Uncharted 3...
So the headcanon that I choose, that I got from a video essay, is that he's secretly a cyborg.
I mean, that's better than what's in the game. This is how bad it is. You'll have a situation where Talbot shoots Cutter with a secret CIA tier drug, and Cutter starts losing his mind, and he tells Cutter, "Hand me your journal. Now never trust Drake." And then 10 minutes later, there's a dramatic moment where he has a fist fight with Drake and almost chokes him to death. Anyway, at the end of this encounter where Talbot is seen by the rest of the crew, he runs around a corner. This corner only has about 2 feet of runway past the corner. They run to it immediately and he's gone. And even Drake goes, "He's gone. Where did he go?" And it's like, what? I'm looking at this sheer rock wall game just because you had a character go, "Where did he go?" Like he's surprised. That doesn't mean you get to excuse an impossible thing just occurring.
Dan, did you not see the Splinter Cell trailers from E3 like 5 years ago? He cheetah manned up the wall.
Oh my God, Bob! Please, thank you for reminding me of the Cheetah Man Splinter Cell moment where he just runs like a cheetah but up a wall. Man, that is a hell of a throwback. You know what? If he did that, at least it would be something. Instead of just deleting his model, then having Drake go, "Where did he go?" But yeah, I don't know.
Use the camera system. You see him just T-pose straight up.
It plays the slide whistle like in SpongeBob, and when he slides back into the doorway. How did Drake know I was here? Whoop.
I don't want to think of like him being taken away or placed by the human hand.
No, that's great. I don't know what you're talking about. That's Uncharted 3 should have had more of that.
It is that SpongeBob game that's getting the remaster. I believe that's how they put characters onto the screen when they come back from a death.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't play Uncharted 3 unless you just absolutely need to know, which is what I'm doing because I absolutely need to know. And for maximum effect, I've stuck the game on brutal difficulty, so that way I can get as many trophies out of this one playthrough as I can.
You got to do crushing, of course.
Okay, so thank you for bringing that up. Here's a weird thing about this collection that I've never seen with any other game. There are some trophies with a plus icon next to them and a special dedicated thing that are clearly things they're trophies that you don't need for the platinum.
What?
Yeah. Because they're not DLC. It's stuff like beat the game on crushing difficulty and do this and do that. But they have a special icon. And I'm under the impression I could get the platinum for Uncharted 3 without doing those trophies. I haven't seen that feature in any other game ever.
Yeah, that's bizarre. What?
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I don't want to check by getting all of the trophies but the plus ones because that will take a while, but my curiosity is so fucking high. Also, there's a really delightful trophy that I kind of want called The Fat and the Furious, and it's when you do a nonstop speedrun of the whole game as Donut Drake. I kind of want that
the
trophy.
most important part of the Uncharted experience.
They took him out of 4. I was upset.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, finally, next gen Donut Drake, and they took him out.
They're like, this is offensive.
He's animated like that one Uncharted 4 trailer you showed us.
His physics are powered by the cloud.
Move over, Crackdown.
While setting up this audio stuff and while playing Uncharted 3, I in order to leave things running to test the audio stuff, I watched some old episodes of The Final Bossman. One of the funniest things to come out of this. One of the funniest things to come out of this is Xbox saying the statement, Microsoft saying the statement in 2013 after they found out there was a performance disadvantage they had with the Xbox original. Actually, it may have been 2014 after that was just a confirmed thing. They said, we look forward to doubling down our efforts to make sure the Xbox has the best performance possible. It's like, you can't patch the Xbox One to... That's not... What you said makes no sense. You know that, right? And they were still running with the cloud computing narrative.
Well, it's a good thing no one says anything crazy about the next generation of consoles ever.
Didn't they also, in that same interview, say that they were dedicated to get new games on their platform exclusively because they know that exclusives are what sell consoles?
They did literally say exclusives are what matters, and we're doing our best to get exclusives for the Xbox One.
You gonna be okay? Because I'm not. This gen's gonna be really good.
I was I pointed this out on Twitter. Last gen PS3, Sony had a lot of exclusives, but none of them really boom, exploded.
Like when you
look
at their,
The Last of Us, I think is the one.
Yeah, when you look at their entire catalog, it's like Uncharted and The Last of Us, and then no one can even remember anything else. Like we say,
even The Last of Us,
even
The Last of Us didn't sell that much on PS3, but then this gen, they have 5+ games that cracked 10 million that they have effectively become Nintendo for adults. I'm sorry you get upset at that, Nintendo fans. I'm sorry.
You got 2 separate people.
There's a man climbing out of his ball pit right now to get to his keyboard.
Uncharted 4 sold 17 million fucking copies.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't really say I understand that Nintendo has half the hardware in people's hands at the moment.
Right.
But they're getting Nintendo level first party sales. They're basically on equal footing with Nintendo in terms of first party games that offer value now.
Yeah, I mean they spent the entire PS3 generation realizing they need to support their console in a very strong manner, because if they fuck up and third party goes away, they're screwed elsewise.
And Microsoft learned nothing, literally nothing. They told you they learned it and then didn't.
It's like when they tell their parents they learned so much just so they can be left alone.
Microsoft is like, well, okay, I get an F, but it's what I learned that was important. And it's like, what'd you learn?
Well, it's really funny because at the beginning of last gen, they say exclusives are important, and you can see they shipped a lot of not 10 out of 10 exclusives, right? This gen, they literally have said, we don't think it's that important to have exclusives, and I'm like, what?
Well, they didn't do it well, so why bother?
Yeah, it's like that person where you tell them they're doing something wrong and you're not doing it to be mean. You're like, hey, that won't work that way. This is how you're supposed to do it. And then they do it the shittiest way possible. And they go, look, that didn't work either. For the record,
it's like, you idiot, I'll do it this way. And then they do something way fucking stupider and harder that still doesn't work in the end.
Yes. For the record, I looked it up real quick. The Last of Us did sell 7 million copies on PS3s because I just needed to look that up because there were a lot of PS3s selling in 2013 just because of that game.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's a lot of PS4 selling this year.
God, I'm having an aneurysm. It's fine. It's fine.
No, it isn't.
It's not. Anytime someone buys something in the last year of its cycle, it really upsets me. Not because I'm like, how dare you own a lesser thing? It's just a feeling of wasting money almost.
I've met some people who are like, their whole idea is, well, I really want this thing now, and if I get the higher end one, I can trade it in at the end of the year and still get at least something back.
That makes less sense than... Jesus fucking...
It's rough. But I kind of understand the wanting to be able to play the games that are this year.
This year especially, I get the impatience.
Yeah. No, it's like they wanted to play Final Fantasy VII, and they wanted to play The Last of Us 2. They want to play Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
They want those things before the end of the year. Which I don't know if the last two things are happening before the end of the year anymore. We'll see.
Just have to see. But yeah, Phil, that is a very astute assessment of the situation where Sony was like, hey, we need to have like the best games we can possibly make in this industry. And, you know...
and Microsoft's like... Microsoft's like, we need the video game equivalent of a get-rich-quick scheme. Can we sell something we made in our bathtub?
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like, Microsoft's like, we need more sales out of our games. We should force our entire first party to ship on 6 different hardware profiles simultaneously.
Then you don't have to buy it on any of them because they're in our weird suicidal Game Pass system.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Did you play anything else, Dan?
Okay, here's a sudden gamer premonition.
Okay, I like this.
Someone from Microsoft within the next year will claim we live in a post-game sale industry.
Oh my God, he's right.
They'll be like, your games sell way fewer copies on, Xbox platforms. We're like, well, we're in a post-game sales industry. We're focused on Game Pass at the moment.
We're focusing on engagement.
And then the fucking
memberships.
And the fucking pencil neck from whatever game outlet is like, oh, that's a good point. By the way, your hardware is also not selling. And then he's like, well, we're in a post-hardware economy.
I just imagine fucking whatever... Assuming any of these fucking sites exist still in a year, fucking the pandemic is rough. But I just imagine one of them being like, "Oh God, post game sale industry," and just that'll be a buzzword for like 2 months.
That making me want things.
But yeah, for all intents and purposes, aside from me trying to platinum Mega Man 11, which holy shit are the Dr. Light trials really hard. And playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, the story through. That's all I've been doing. Bob, you covered all your games?
No, I actually played a few other things.
Okay, what did you play?
Umahara Kawase Bazooka.
I thought he was going to say Bazinga.
For a second, I thought Bazinga.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is it? What is that on?
That's on the Switch. It has a demo in Japan right now. It's coming worldwide sometime.
Does it come with a free comic inside?
No, it's just Mr. Worldwide.
What? I was about to say, what is it? A box of Cracker Jack?
Yeah,
Bazooka bubblegum. I got it.
Bazooka gum joke. Anyway,
that game is a weird mess. It's I think it's their idea of taking on like a Smash Brothers game.
What?
With the Umahara
What?
Kawase systems.
What?
So there's like 20 some characters. Some of them are from other weird series, like Cotton is in this game.
Okay.
And then some dating sim, I think, and then some other series. It's all just these really obscure games.
This is the fishing pole thing, right?
Yes, this is the fishing pole thing.
What is happening?
So there's a multiplayer mode where you fight each other in like a 4-player arena. It's like one-screen combat, kind of like Smash Bros. But you pick up the enemies that are in the stage with your fishing hook and then shoot them with your bazooka, which, by the way, isn't rendered. You just shoot out a ball. I didn't get to try that out. I instead played the challenge mode where it's single player and you're just fighting the enemies that spawn. And it's all about like collecting them using your fishing line and showing them at each other to kill them. This is really rough.
This looks really cheap. This looks really incredibly cheap.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I have no idea. There's a YouTuber, a Twitch streamer or YouTuber, I can't remember which. He's a Let's Player, that's it. He's in there as one of the characters.
Oh!
I'd like a critical hit.
This game is very interesting and bad. I'd love to play the full version to see if there's any difference between the characters, because the character selection lets me look at all of them. That's why I know who they are. But it doesn't let you play as anyone but Kawase. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you would make this thing. It seems like a weird. We've done this. Between
nothing about
like, the
this
market
looks
these other
good,
things.
Yeah.
Like the UI looks fucking horrible. All the assets look bad. It's like, is this some weird situation where they farmed something out to like a mobile dev?
Well, this is all the same assets they were using for Omaha Kawase Fresh, and you can really tell they just put a couple more character models in and made like incredibly simple levels to do these single screen combat scenarios, and reused all the enemies they had made. Added a couple weird little ones that were really badly done.
What a weird thing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The last one I played was Sayonara Umihara Kawase, and I'm like, that had better assets than this, or at least a better aesthetic.
Yeah, I wouldn't
was
say.
That a golfing game? Like, what genre did it take on that time?
Oh, that was just a normal. That was a normal Umihara Kawase game.
Which is a platformer game, a normal one with big levels you go through.
It's a physics-based platformer. You have a fish hook on a rubber fishing line, and the fish hook can attach to walls and floors and stuff. So you can do stuff like use momentum to bounce yourself with your fishing line up onto a higher platform and stuff like that. They're really neat. The first one was on the Super Nintendo, which was kind of insane for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I played that one.
Yeah. You know, in fact, if people listening are very curious, we did an Umihara Kawase Fresh quick play. Bob, it sounds like when this thing comes out, maybe we have to...
Yeah, I might buy it. Depends how much they charge for this thing. Like
$60.
$40. They better not.
I thought I was being crazy with 40.
Yeah, I can't imagine spending more than $20 on this. Even that's too much. But that's the entry level to get to experience this bizarre thing in the full way it was intended to be experienced.
Man, that's rough. Did you play anything else?
I also tried the Miku demo because that released on Switch as well.
Miku Project Diva?
Yeah, let's see. I wrote the name down.
Project Diva Megamix?
Megamix, that's it. Thank you. It's this port of the Future Tone PS4 game. So it's got lower res. It has much worse load times. What I'm saying is I'm waiting to play it on the PS5.
Okay. I was like, is it happening?
But
Yes,
you can change the buttons from it's so crazy. The buttons start out as a standard what you used to have on the Switch, the A, B, X, Y.
Mm-hmm.
But you can change them to X, circle, triangle, square.
On the Switch.
On the Switch.
You can have PlayStation symbols.
You can have PlayStation symbols come at you, which for me was a lot easier because my mind's been completely warped by Xbox and Nintendo using the buttons.
But in different setups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. God.
When I tried to play this game just at base, the X button that shows up looks just like a PlayStation X. So I was like, wait, I was hitting the wrong buttons and it was a mess. And then anytime a Y would show up, I'd be like, what? So, yeah, it's weird. I think that it's a totally acceptable way to play this game portably. If you're listening way to play all these songs in a portable manner, it seems like a great game.
But if you're looking for the premium Miku experience, then that'll probably happen on PS5.
Probably.
Yeah.
Bob, Miku Hatsune, 4K, 120 hertz, binaural 3D audio.
Yeah, see, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get this because it's portable. And then I'm like, oh, he said load times. Oh, God, PS5. No, I cannot.
I think it actually isn't.
I despise Dan.
It's not
what
as,
he's done to me.
This isn't my fault. It's not as bad as I make it out to be, but when you select a different costume for Miku and you have to sit there waiting a couple seconds for it to load her in, I'm like, what is this?
There would be none of that on PS5.
Yeah.
What is this? The Lockhart?
We can't talk about that. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later. Oh God. Anything else, Bob?
I think that's everything.
Well, you know what you could be playing for free this weekend?
Splatoon 2.
Oh, Bob, why would you do that? You could be playing Bleeding Edge for free if you have Xbox Live Gold.
It's already free.
But just for one weekend.
How long before we never hear a Ninja Theory again and they're making Forza cars? Like as soon as Hellblade 2 as soon as Hellblade 2 ships.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
They can't do that. That's Xbox's Naughty Dog.
Yeah, that's Xbox's Naughty Dog.
I don't think they give a shit enough to want a Naughty Dog beyond the surface level. It's like a homeless guy going, I wish I had a house. Do you want to take any steps that lead to you getting a house? No.
God, no.
I want one.
I don't know. They are Microsoft's Naughty Dog, but they treat them like Quantic. What was the name of the people who made
Quantic Dream?
Yeah, Quantic Dream. They treat them like Quantic Dream, where it's like, here's their really pretty game. You'll see them again when they're done.
Oh my God!
Just don't even.
Right.
Yeah. Quantic Dream's relationship with Sony has always been prove that our console's the strongest.
Look at our power level.
Look at this. We got the guy who voices Mr. Krabs. He's rendered so realistically.
Exciting.
Yes. What a good video game. But yeah, that's all I was gonna say. And Bob, you covered all the things you're playing or played, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to KZ. KZ, what you been playing?
I kept on playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I went ahead and finished it up, got the platinum for it, which wasn't as bad as I was expecting, given that I looked at the list and I went, this might be bad. There's a lot of choices you make in that game that make you have to do parts.
Yeah.
So I am intimately familiar with playing the same squeeze through portions over and over again.
Yeah, when I saw that you need to get all the dresses, I was like, no, PS5.
Just wait for the PS5 when they release the patch that makes you go 800% faster through squeeze-throughs.
The squeeze-throughs are all going to be heavily lubricated, so that way the moment you squeeze up to it, you just pop out the other end.
Cloud just runs at it and like dives, and you just hear like a squeaking sound effect as he goes through.
It's like a slip and slide.
What, they just give him Noctis's animation, he shows his sword through and appears on the other side.
Jesus Christ.
They knew what they were doing when they designed the chapter checkpointing for this game in regards to these trophies, where they go, all right, we're going to make this thing based on side quests in the previous chapter. And the chapter in which you get this trophy for the dresses has that really long part with the hands. And you're going to do that hand part like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, you have to go down that insanely long tunnel with all those squeeze-throughs and all the hand puzzles.
Just doing that a second time was already
that took
a
up
nightmare.
like 5 hours. That took up 5 hours on my own, even while playing it on easy. And I'm like, whatever, I'm at 92%. I have to do this now. But then everything else was relatively fine. Like, I went through all of hard mode, which restricts the use of items. So it actually made me use some of the other tools you have in there for like your MP for healing and reviving and stuff. Overall, I think that difficulty's okay. I played a lot of games with a lot of really bad hard modes, so going through this, everything felt pretty doable throughout. But that's about it for that. The other thing that I played, the only other thing that I played was from Mario Maker 2, because they put out a brand new update for that, which is their final major update, which adds a bunch of stuff. They added various different new power-ups, enemies, things specific to each like style. But I think the most important one, World Maker, where you can make your own full Mario game now, because you have all the like the world maps and stuff, and you can put your levels into it. So I jumped into that the past couple of days. It's what I wanted from Mario Maker since they announced the first one.
I mean, yeah. As a way to express yourself, having multiple levels that link together is really important.
Right.
Like, that helped in Little Big Planet immensely.
They made it relatively easy to set up. So, like, if, say, you've uploaded a level already, because they require you to beat a level to put it onto the servers, you can just plop that onto the map, and you don't have to worry about rebeating it or anything like that. And it's kind of like a glorified playlist. Because in the end, all the levels have to be on the servers. You're just kind of putting them in there.
Can you have like a branching path where there's two different access to a level and a different unlock for different levels?
They don't have like you can't like make a secret exit for a level to then like open up something else. So it's like say you make a path that has like 2 routes. If you beat that level, all the routes open up automatically. This is something I'm kind of disappointed that this is the last major update, because I feel like they could really iterate on the world stuff a bit more, because it does have me wanting a bit more in regards to where I feel like the maps are pretty small. I feel like you can have like 5 traditional levels in a thing, but they also have like little bonus houses that you can also go to. So it's like the matching, it's like the match the shape. So it like spins from like Mario 3, where you try to get all 3 pieces to look like a star or a mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
So it has that bonus game, but it also has 2 that are like a pea balloon, where you mash the button and Mario pumps up a giant balloon, and if you do it fast enough, you get a lot of 1-ups. Or my favorite one, a baseball game, where a cannon shoots baseballs toward you, and you are standing in front of a house, and you have to like jump to catch them, but they shoo them out in different ways. So it's like a curve ball, or one's like going really fast, and if they hit the house, it gets a little band-aid on it. And if 3 of them happen, the door opens, and the creepy gangly Mario from Mario Maker 1 comes out and then fucking wags his arms at you, and the minigame ends.
Oh no!
And I have yet, after trying it 10 times, to have won that game.
That is horrifying.
It is. It scared the hell out of me when he came out. I'm like, oh shit. God. But yeah, I feel like they should put some more options in here. One for making the map a little bit larger, so you could have a bit more range in how you're designing the overworld. Then it's a bit limited in paths and stuff, because each square has different path options, like a curve in this direction or a straight line. But it doesn't have one that's like, say, a plus symbol. It doesn't have that. It's got like a 3-way thing where it's going left, right, and up, and you can spin them around. But I feel like it's good, but it's limited enough to kind of bum me out a little bit. But I put up a thing that had like 2 to 3 worlds in it, and it felt cool to actually have some structure to kind of work with in regards to like the theme.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds really cool. Like, that interests me a lot. What doesn't interest me is someone being like, here's my world, play all of the levels.
Damn, you have to do another Mario Maker 2 stream now that this is coming out.
Congratulations, everyone. Throughout Ape Escape Roll, we have raised just enough money to do another Mario Maker stream. That's right. We raised $20,000.
I love how, this is a wonderful game that you will forever not like because you were sent garbage.
No, actually,
I'm kind of on Dan's side.
I don't like how Mario World feels. Overall, I think Mario 3 feels better, and then this has more latency than the original Mario Maker. Like, it just doesn't feel as good due to input lag over that version.
Mm-hmm.
And then the physics aren't exactly any one game. It's like a weird in-between where, because it has to work across all visual styles, like, you have to be able to make the same jumps. So there are a lot of reasons I don't like this. I primarily don't stream this because of the 2 times we did that where, it's not even just me and Bob. We had a guest on the show, Spaceman Spiff, and he said, this is fucking awful. You people should feel bad for sending in these levels.
Even when we didn't stream it, like when I just did random levels, we had a friend, Brett, would come in town on the original Mario Maker.
Yeah.
And he would be like, yeah, let's play Mario Maker. And we just do random levels, and every other one was the worst thing ever made.
Yeah. It was,
it was always just like, what kind of horrible thing can I do to you, audience?
But I really enjoyed the single player.
That's the brand power for you.
The single player is great. I think the structure of rebuilding the mansion, the castle, like, that's really cool. That it pushes all the right buttons in my brain, and I'm really glad they have that mode. In that one way, it is so much vastly better than the original.
You see, I have such low creative... my creative mind is so small that I'm like, oh, look, I made a incredibly basic Mario level.
For me, on Little Big Planet 2...
So it ends up not being a nightmare.
For me, on Little Big Planet 2, it was, how can I make this difficult in a way that isn't... Kuso. So what it ended up being is I one platforming challenge part would be, I realized if you put a sheet of ice in front of ice, it made the ice that you were standing on invisible because of the way they did rendering. So it was an ice maze you had to find your way through. Kind of like, I've played other games that do that. I can't think of one right now. But yeah, it's just neat ideas for how to challenge the player that aren't just do perfect jumps, do it right. I find that better. Apparently, people who send in Mega Man Maker levels and Mario Maker levels maybe not always agreeing with me on that.
I love getting a Mario Metroidvania level because for some reason Nintendo decided these psychopaths needed to be able to set conditions for the goal to work.
And even better than that feel, the game doesn't properly save how many coins you have. So if you click over to having 5 of the right coins and die,
we have.
You go back to the checkpoint, you have 0.
Nintendo's like, here guys, here's a delicious omelet bar. You guys can make omelets for each other. We got eggs, of course. We got bacon, a bunch of kinds of cheese, peppers, onions, crushed glass.
I think the checkpoint one is especially malicious because if you're playing a level that does that to you, the person who uploaded has to beat it both ways. They have to beat it normally and beat it with a checkpoint. So what, did they go backwards?
Right?
Did they go backwards just to ruin people's lives?
You have to wonder.
Because I have a level that specifically asks for the coins, but after you do the coins, I forget if I put it either before it or after it. Either way, there's a checkpoint involved that does not screw you. I think it's once you do that part, it just checkpoints you, so you never have to do it again. I was like, why would I want to do it twice? Because I'm playing it. When I make a level, I don't want to have to be annoyed while I'm playing it.
That's for Dan when I send it to him later.
If I'm annoyed, and then I make him annoyed, it's still causing me damage. I don't like that.
Not enough, though. People who send out suffering should have to endure more suffering than they send out.
Yeah. By the way, I can tell that new thing they added, which is the big thing, which clearly comes off as we were going to make a Mario 2 style, but we kind of stopped and just made a mushroom that turns you into the Mario 2 mechanics. Where,
wow. Okay.
That's one of the things. You put on a mushroom, I think it's in Mario 1 mode only, maybe?
Oh,
but it turns you into the Mario 2 Mario.
Yeah.
And you can pick up anything, and then you can set it down. I click on a stream like, what are people doing in Mario Maker right now? I see a dude pick up a bonsai bill in the air, throw it down, and using it to transport himself in midair. And I'm like, okay, I understand. I understand why this may, in fact, disturb many a mortal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, this seems like a good 1-1. I made a pipe, and if you go in that pipe, there are 5 coins in it.
Holy shit.
It's like 5 of those big coins that give you like 10s and 30s and shit.
Wow, I'm really excited to play your level, KZ.
In my world, I changed one of the level icon things into a piranha plant and made that a special level where the premise is getting a key by defeating a big piranha plant.
Oh, wow.
But it's a short level because I was trying to emulate like the Mario 3 like enemies on the map.
Mm-hmm. I like this. This is very cool. This is very cool.
It turns out when you're stupid, you actually do make good. You can make good content because you're not smart enough to make torture.
To be evil.
Yes. Also, very smart of them. I didn't expect you to be able to put these online because Nintendo. I also didn't expect them to let you save because if you leave one of those worlds, it puts a little balloon on it so you can go back to it.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah,
Okay.
that's way more than I expected.
Yeah, very forward thinking. That said, you cannot look up the worlds. You have to when you make a world, it then gives you your profile, and then you use the code of the person's profile to select their world. So it's like you can't search out the world; you can search out the person. So it's not perfect. But that's it. That's it for me. That's all I played.
That sounds like a pretty good update, though.
It's still kind of sad that it feels like they didn't get everything from Mario Maker 1 into 2. Like
they lacked the thing everyone liked, which was all the fucking mushrooms that turned you into different amiibo characters, and then they had like ones from Nisekoi and Game Center CX.
It's really fucking tragic that the Nintendo cranial spiders just will not let them continue to improve a series and will cause new entries to have really weird corner cuts.
It's the weird shit too. It's like that's like the extra stuff.
Yeah, no, it's super weird.
Where you're like, that's a shoe-in.
And while we were in that segment, I looked it up. Uncharted 4 sold 2.5 times as many copies as 3. All of those people, correct. Mr. Feel, what have you been playing?
Oh my god.
Well, first I played RE3 4 times.
Oh yeah, we did that too. I totally forgot. On our hit new series, there's no point in sleeping anymore.
Yes.
In your new series, Dan misses the last shot.
That was really good.
It was.
I'm gonna have to go back and see that. That's astounding.
You fucking should.
Oh my god, it is.
It is.
But
It's
I'm like, well,
Resident Evil 5.
I wanna unlock all these crazy, things in the store, so I better play it a bunch of times. Playing it on assisted mode, which is what I did to beat it under 2 hours, is hilarious when you have the assault coins that make your attack higher. Nothing can stop you.
That makes sense because you also start with the assault rifle.
I killed a palehead with the pistol. I killed the first Nemesis. Here's how my fight with Nemesis with the flamethrower went. He tried to shoot me. I dodged and shot the tank until it exploded. I moved to catch him in the electrical thing when he comes at you swinging the remains of the flamethrower. I shot him once with the shotgun and he fell down. That was it. I killed
Nemesis ain't shit.
I killed the final Nemesis before the actual real final boss. So fast, I almost broke the game.
What?
Because you beat on him a little bit, and then Carlos is like, "Hey, I'll help you." I downed him. I caused that transition so fast the game didn't know what to do for 15 seconds.
I'd believe it.
Yeah.
The Nemesis
They're like, no, we're 6 seconds into the fight. What are you doing?
The Nemesis is just like, who's this kid? And it's Chadley. You just stares at Nemesis.
Blew his asshole out in 3 seconds by shooting him 6 times with the Magnum.
Okay, I was gonna say, you got the Magnum, didn't you?
That would do it.
Then I played it on hardcore mode. That difficulty's a little bit of a trial. I'm all for difficulty, but when a normal zombie can take me from full to dead by the end...
Oh.
And you're like, okay, I'm gonna mash. It's only one zombie. It should be fine. And then the prompt just vanishes halfway through mashing. You're like, oh, fuck.
What the fuck is this game then? Because after hardcore is Nightmare and then Inferno.
I guess you have to have those fucking defense coins.
Oh, okay.
Also, the final nemesis thing on hardcore is with the railgun is actually a boss fight on hardcore.
Huh.
Because he has like 6. First of all, he has 6 targets instead of like 3. He is constantly attacking. There is no moment he is not swinging at you, and he recovers so fast you can only push in one thing at a time.
Did you experiment the way Dan did in not picking up the real
No, I did not.
That's
but in that I was like,
some Looney Tune shit.
It literally would have topped our top 8 death animations. It would have been up there. Oh man, what a good fucking death.
This game is designed in a really neat way because I was gonna do the next thing I'll probably do is the don't open an item box thing. If you do that, the hip pouches are not inside the item box.
Yeah.
So if you get the hip pouches from the store, they are not in the item box, so you can use them when attempting that, which I think is a neat thing, because obviously you're going to need more space.
Yeah, I really wish I knew that on my first rerun of the game.
Yeah, me and Dan already did the no item box runs.
Yep.
I'm tempted to just cover myself in the defense and regeneration coins and be like, I'm going to do the no healing items run. That spider section will be real scary.
Yeah, no, not great when you don't
They're going to shove it down her throat.
Yeah.
Then I played Fallout New California, which is a mod for Fallout New Vegas.
I thought you were going to say the Fallout 76 update.
No. It is a big new mod. I mean, new as in it's like a year old, I think. It's like fully voice acted. So it's really impressive on a technical level. I'm sorry, I'm not sure you if creators of Fallout New California, if you hear this, understand what the game you're making a mod for appeal is.
Oh.
Because
Fallout New California devs disregard.
Because Fallout is, Fallout, you wander around the devastated wasteland, you go into a building, you scavenge stuff, sometimes you do a quest. That's Fallout. Every quest in this ends with like a set piece, which trying to do that in Bethesda's busted ass engine is really depressing. And also it's weird. Like they give you like 4 party members from the start. Cause it's like you're on a PC, we don't have to give a shit about the restrictions this thing had on consoles. So they give you a shitload of party members, and every story mission like ends with dudes teleporting in and explosions everywhere. I'm like, what are you doing? I really liked the start of the mod because you have to start a whole new character and it has a whole new intro. So it starts with a really nice RPG intro where you get to, you can do lots of optional stuff with your skills. There's lots of optional dialogue choices. And then all that kind of vanishes.
Oh.
Like they tricked you.
And it feels like it vanished to railroad you down this plot that they thought was very good. That they didn't even proofread because it's full of typos.
Oh no. That's the voice acting.
I mean, I'll be real. Bethesda is the only company where fans can get together and do voice acting and be like, yeah, it sounds exactly the same.
Yes, I was thinking that this whole time.
That is very cruel, but also they don't have Yuri Lowenthal or Liam O'Brien, the 2 important voice actors for New Vegas. They each played 45 characters in that.
Wow.
It's just
that was real bad.
It was interesting because
oh.
It was interesting. I beat it in like 10 hours. It was interesting, but it wasn't like... It was nice to play another Fallout thing that felt somewhat like Fallout, because God knows Fallout 4 and 76 don't.
I just expect the voice acting to sound like Bob in our Sonic Sadam thing when he's trying to be Antoine.
Oh no.
Hello, stranger. What are you doing here?
Phil, was it better or worse than the first Fallout New Vegas DLC? What was that, like Old Money or some shit? That one where you're going through hallways with poison gas.
I have never done Old Money. Or it's New Money. It's New Money. I've never done New Money.
Whatever it's fucking called. You should play that. It's bad.
I might, because I discovered this thing called Wabajack, which is a relic in the Elder Scrolls series that Sheogorath, the god of madness, always gives you when you complete his quest in whatever game, and it just makes random bullshit happen. Well, fans made a website and I guess a program called Wabajack, which just installs all the mods on a list automatically for you. It's like, here's my mod setup for New Vegas, and it just does it for you.
That's awesome.
I mean, I need one of those. I always spend like I'd like to play one of these Fallouts again. I'm going to spend 6.5 hours just looking at stuff, and suddenly my Pip-Boy is a Vita.
Yeah. And apparently it has support for 4, Skyrim, New Vegas, like all that shit. So that's neat. I don't know if it has the support for Oblivion though. I hope it does, because I like Oblivion more than Skyrim. Did I play anything fucking else?
No.
I played Animal Crossing a bunch.
Oh no, I need to check my socks.
That's real life.
Oh no.
Because one of my friends was like, yeah, they're buying turnips in my town for 450 bells now. And I'm like, time to do time traveling all afternoon. And just continue to sell turnips and make 10 million bells. So I did that. Apparently I didn't know this, that you get interest when you deposit money in the bank. I found this out by Nintendo nerfing it because people were using it for speedruns and they didn't like that. Because Animal Crossing...
Don't remind me of Animal Crossing speedruns.
There's an Animal Crossing New Horizons all debt paid off speedrun. And apparently what they did was they made some money and then put it all in the bank and turned the Switch's clock forward like 10 years.
Oh my god.
So that the interest would cover it. Nintendo's strategy seems to be nothing is actually in the game right now because you motherfuckers do tricks. Like there's an update every single time an event is going to happen. I guess because they're like, fuck you if you think you're going to time travel to Christmas and meet Santa. He's not in there yet.
Yeah, I understand why you do it, but at the same time, it's kind of bad because that means I'm getting updates for this game constantly. In the game, whenever I turn it back on, it's like, hey, do you want to reboot it and put the update on? No, I'll lose my data. I haven't saved.
Yeah, you have to start it, make sure it's auto-saved. Then, yeah. But Animal Crossing's still neat, even if I think sometimes Nintendo views quality of life features as the enemy.
Yeah, that's them.
Because it's like, here's a customization kit for Animal Crossing. It lets you change the color of some furniture and change the color of your gear, which also repairs your gear. It's very important. You're gonna want hundreds of them. You can buy 5 at a time at most. I'm like, oh, okay.
Please stop.
Yeah, it's really that. It's like, hello, player. Are you ready to deeply enjoy the simulator of living in a life? And I'm just like, living a life on an island. I'm like, quality of life, please.
No, that's low.
I follow some UI designer on Twitter, and once in a while I just see them freaking out over, why did they do it like this?
I'd like to hear their thoughts about the Xbox.
Oh no. Stop talking about Xbox. They're not real.
Oh, last thing I played is I started playing Final Fantasy VII, A New Threat, which is a combat overhaul for the original game on Steam. It is not like a hard mode mod, although it is more difficult. It's really neat. There's a lot of they added a lot of stuff, like all characters now have an innate ability. Like Cloud's innate ability is he gets an enormous buff to strength and magic whenever somebody else uses a limit break. And Tifa's is once per battle, if she goes down, she'll pop back up with 1 health and a full limit bar. And Barrett's is, depending on what row he's in, when he takes damage, he'll get a stack that either buffs his attack or defense. And there's a lot of interesting changes to encounters, like the Guard Scorpion has new moves. And his tail laser is different, because now if you trigger the tail laser, he just knocks the character out of the fight entirely.
Oh, he's just Ruby weapon.
I did actually play a little bit of that. I played the intro of it like months ago. The timer starts with the boss.
Yes, and it's 10 minutes instead of 20 or 30. And when you escape, when you help Jessie because her foot gets caught in the thing, it attacks you a second time. But it's trash, and it has no attacks that can actually hurt you, but it's eating up time because you have to pummel it into submission. And it's neat that Jessie is actually there as an uncontrollable party member. Like, she just shoots her gun and throws grenades sometimes. So that's neat.
So they actually made like a new model for her for in battle?
Yeah.
Huh.
They completely changed the way materia works. Apparently they made other changes, like that you can steal the hard edge in the Shinra headquarters in the original. They changed that because it was such a massive boost for that point in the game. They changed it so now it's just a sword that has shitty strength but a lot of magic. So if you want to make magic user Cloud, you can get that. He also changed what has what kind of slots. It's really interesting. I'm probably going to play it slowly because I don't think I can stand playing, because I played Final Fantasy VII leading up to the remake and then played the remake. So it's like I'm a little bit Final Fantasy VII out at the moment, but it's neat, so I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep looking into it.
Anyway, we need to talk about the important things in life, such as the podlords.
Whoa! The podlords.
The fucking podlords! Such as Danny Richardson, Ely Boyles, 32XN, Chad Warden. Yes!
J-Lo.
God, I forgot he fucking said that. Dank Mormons, Red Blaze 27, Katamari Jucifer. His picture doesn't match it, but it's Katamari. Anyway, Suzushiro, Emperor Zero, Shibuya Gungaga, and oh my god, the fucking picture.
Me? The Gongaga.
Hey Bob, did you know that's the name of a city in Final Fantasy VII?
In
Allegedly.
Crisis Core, yes.
Crisis Core, yeah. There's. It's also in that other.
What?
thing.
It's Zach's home.
Yeah.
It's in the original. It's the fucked up place with the destroyed reactor.
It's the place that'll go fucked and shit.
Yeah.
There you go, Shibuya Gungaga.
Gongaga.
That was not a name meant to be said out loud. That was a name for text only. Only in Japan.
Gongaga.
We don't need to post this in the podcast, KZ, but it is Fairy Tale Podcast When, and there is a picture to match it. Of course.
Yeah, you definitely don't need to post the picture, and I will not.
I need to see it.
You don't need
Of
to include the
course.
picture in the video.
Of course, it's that.
You don't need to include the picture in the video. We also have Lady Popcorn, Maddie Mo, hashtag pickouts for Mick Gordon. Yeah, that we didn't actually. No one put that in the news, did we? Whatever. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it after this. Wait, what the fuck is an essential employee who begs you to stop bringing your family in to buy one bag of dirt? You horrible mutants. One bag of
dirt.
One bag of
Garden.
dirt. People
Everybody's
who eat dirt
gardening now.
Oh,
We got dirt eaters spreading the plague. But yes, gardeners. We also have. Oh, GigaBoots, it's 4 p.m. Time to read the Podlords.
This is the,
yes, dear.
This is the most terrifying Busey yet.
Yes.
It's not even aligned properly. It looks so bad.
It's fucking
This is-
incredible.
This is even worse than Pete Busey gag.
Anyway, 101 Shades of Motivated. WTF Spider-Man. Mr. I Like Bacon. 7 seconds to come up with a good podlord name. And the picture is of Cloud and some creep behind him. No idea who that is. Anyways, when you womp away, you don't hear me saying, please, oh baby, stompa. What is okay, this podlord segment is always rife with, oh my god, what in the hell?
We were going so well, now we're derailed.
We were speeding along, but now Bob Toasters here to warn you that good fucking lord, it's too late. Mr. K is on the loose.
Oh, it's dead.
God.
Mr. Carnob.
Face at Mr. K.
Oh no.
What? There's another one.
Game, whatever, this vote will be done by then, so I feel fine reading this. Game over is coming. Hashtag vote Spy Kids 3D for cursed content by committee. You should have made that your name earlier in the month, my friend.
Now it's too late. We're probably watching Ready Player One.
Oh no!
They tried to save us by making us watch something also bad.
DFW3K bans proper nouns that start with a G. Don't hate. Anyways, heh, should have accepted your fate.exe, and their face this week is a whisper. Chase Ray, Cheruby Blast. Thanks. What the fuck is that? Why? Why is this a thing?
Oh, come on.
Oh, is it going to be my fault? A lot. Thank you very much.
I'm blaming KZ. I think that's obvious wise. Thanks to the stimulus check, the U.S. government is now technically a podlord.
Thank you. Thank you, Donald. I won't vote for you, but I'll take your money.
Free money. Toad's Ring Fit OST Scat Remix tunes. It's Toad chilling with his headphones on. And Worthy. Thank you very much to our podlords.
Thank you.
Thanks, podlords.
Thank you, podlords. And if you'd like to become a podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast.
Oh.
For as little as $5 a month, you get many benefits, such as Cursed Content Club commentary track, where you can listen to us die in real time as we watch the movies. Cursed Content by Committee, that's our user-voted cursed content show where you pick what we stab ourselves with. Early access to Mondo Cool, How Early is Up to the Stars and Dan's Emotions at the time, extended armchair dev bonuses, and many other benefits, not the least of which is you push us ever closer to the edge of creation that is the Bleach Podcast. That is patreon.com/gbpodcasts.
Thank you to everyone who supports us and the podlords.
Dan.
Yeah, what's up?
So I've been going through mid-podcast crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, need something to spice this up. Because, of course, we have the podlords. That's fun time. I needed to come up with something fun for us to do alongside the podlords.
Mm-hmm.
So I've assembled a bit that I spent 20 minutes creating.
Oh.
So this will be a game that you guys will be able to participate in. What I've done is I went on to Metacritic and looked up review blurb summary, and I will read them to you guys, and you have to guess whether it's one of the two games I will tell you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess we'll start with. God. All right, we'll start with this one. It's a bit on the short side, and the story wasn't very well implemented, but the beautiful graphics and non-stop action more than make up for it. So am I talking about The Order 1886 or Bujingai, The Forsaken City?
Based on the verbiage, I'm going to say Bujingai. Bob?
I'm going to say The Order.
And Feel.
Bujingai.
Bujingai is correct.
I only could figure that out based on the vocabulary they used.
I feel like all of these will be easy. But who knows? Next one. You could easily be playing this game for 60 to 70 hours. That's absolutely insane for a platformer, but every single hour is a fun one. Am I talking about Banjo-Tooie or Sonic Adventure 2?
What? That has to be Banjo-Tooie. I don't want to live in a world where it isn't. I'm voting Banjo-Tooie. Bob?
Banjo-Tooie's right, but the other one is possible.
No, it isn't, Bob. They said every hour would be a fun one.
Well, they have game reviewer brain rot, so it's fine. It makes sense with that.
I'm gonna say Sonic because you wouldn't give us such a layup.
So Bob's vote was with Banjo-Tooie?
Yes, I guess so. I'll write it.
Okay.
Okay. Sonic Adventure 2.
That makes no fucking sense.
I figured it made no sense.
Gotta get all the medals. Gotta get every medal.
I get that. That still shouldn't take. That still shouldn't take 70 hours, and of course, it's not a joy the whole way.
No, those Robotnik levels are such a joy.
Hey, I like hearing as you hold the button and spin the stick around.
Let me tell you, as the guy who didn't like how much triangle was in that one song in Final Fantasy VII Remake, I really love the high-pitched laser sound in my fucking headphones.
I'm talking about that triangle track.
God.
Now, this one will be interesting. So, a peerless title full of virtuosity and richness that combines the tight mechanics of old school games with sophisticated formal experimentation, full of liberty, complexity, and mastery that reminds us that art has no limits. Am I talking about Super Mario Odyssey or Super Mario 3D World?
3D World. It has a bunch of throwbacks to older Mario games, more so than Odyssey, so I'm voting for that.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say that because that's the one that reviewed like in no world it should have.
96, I think.
What does that put it better than Galaxy?
Probably.
I think it puts it better than it. It puts it better than so many things. I'm also saying 3D World because that's a level of psychosis that the Wii U buff has to give you.
You are correct. That was Mario 3D World, which got a 93 on Metacritic.
Oh
that was one of the 10 out of 10 reviews.
Oh my god! Of course.
That was the first of these that I actually grabbed. I'm like, hold on.
It's got so many old school nods.
All right.
It's closer to Crash Bandicoot than a fucking 3D Mario game.
0. That's how many fresh ideas this game brings to the table. Had it been released alongside Soldier of Fortune or Medal of Honor Allied Assault, it would have made a big fuss. But today, after Call of Duty 4 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, its gameplay looks weak. Now, am I talking about Killzone 2 or Resistance 2?
Oh.
How the hell? In a good world, it's Resistance 2.
I'm gonna say it's Killzone 2 because there's this weird like antagonistic feeling that some journalists had with that game.
God damn it. I'm gonna go ahead and say Killzone 2 just because I'm pretty sure overall that critically did worse than Resistance 2, which makes no fucking sense. I could be wrong on that, but that's why I'm going with it. Phil, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm a cartoonish stereotype who has never played a first-person shooter before, so I know nothing about either of those games, or Call of Duty 4, or Gears of War 2. So I'm just gonna guess at random and say Killzone 2.
Wow, you guessed right. It's Killzone 2.
Yep,
of course.
Okay. Even though Resistance 2 is the one with terrible ideas.
I actually had to cut out one thing from that review blurb because it listed 3 games. It had listed Gears of War 2, but that came out after Resistance 2, and I was afraid that Dan would know that.
I actually would have known that. Yeah.
I'm like, hold on.
I was like Half-Life 2 Episode 2. And
yeah, I checked the dates on all of these games just in case.
You were very smart to do that. I would have instantly known.
All right, there's only one more of these.
Okay.
But it's pretty good. Purists may find some of the changes too drastic, but remember that people freaked when Bob Dylan added an electric guitar to his combo. Now, am I talking about the Switch remake of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening or Final Fantasy X?
I feel like I've read this review before.
No way!
So I'm gonna say Final Fantasy X.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because I don't feel like I read it recently. I feel like I read this a decade ago.
I don't. I'm gonna have to go with Final Fantasy X.
I will also say Final Fantasy X because referencing Bob Dylan makes me think they must be a boomer, and
Yes.
only a boomer would be reviewing games when that came out.
That's exactly what that is. That is my logic, actually. Thank you for spelling it out.
Well, you're correct. I can't believe Bob remembers a review from Cheat Code Central.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he would. He would. He would.
But he happened to you see, I was between that one and another one. Before I saw the Bob Dylan thing, which made me shit my pants, I saw this one that was apparently from Edge Magazine that gave the game a 6, saying sequential software that labels itself next gen should provide next gen opportunities, not just exaggerate the mistakes it made in the last version. But I couldn't think of another game to put next to Final Fantasy X.
13.
That would have been funny. Okay, so Edge Magazine for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody else feel like they got this weird reputation for being trustworthy just by being, like, contrarian?
A little bit, yeah. It did
Yes,
come across as
because
that.
they don't score things very highly.
It's like they give on average all games 2 points less. That means they're honest and trustworthy. And I'm like, no, they're probably just dicks.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the game. I'm gonna try and shuffle things each episode, so I don't know if I'll go exactly to this, but I hope people enjoyed.
Did I get a perfect score? I think I got a perfect score.
Yes, I think you did.
Yay. I'm
Because they
feeling
were
pretty happy.
Killzone 2, Mario 3D World, Sonic Adventure 2.
They were-
Oh wait, I think you picked.
No,
I
Dan-
think you picked Banjo 2.
Yeah, Dan-
Oh, that's
Banjo-
right.
Banjo
That's right,
Tooie.
because I just refuse to believe any human would have
Yes.
said that about Sonic Adventure 2.
I looked up reviews for the Dreamcast version of this to really add the authenticity.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
That was from Hot Games, that review. They gave it a 10.
Highly reputable Hot Games.
Man.
Up still?
What's up?
Just bringing up a Final Fantasy X review,
Oh, you.
and it makes me think of the disappointment of Final Fantasy over the most of my life.
What are you talking about? A fantastic entry just came out, like 2 weeks ago.
Well, KZ, as other noted influencers have said, 7 was a great time to get out of RPG.
Oh no! wait, we already got out. When 7 Remake happens, do we get back in? What happens?
I don't know. I haven't checked in with said influencer.
Do we re-get out?
We might have to remake a Getting Out.
You have to wait until he finishes swallowing an entire Baconator in one gulp. Then
Impressive.
you can find out.
We gotta get to the news, though.
Yeah, what do we got?
Okay, so I found an incredibly good article over the last week where somebody who worked at the engine architecting level of involvement with multiple different engines, like 5 or 6 different engines, making games for numerous companies. They wrote an incredibly in-depth article over on Medium detailing why teraflops are not a good indicator of performance because video games are ludicrously complicated. And he, in one sentence, just breaks down all of the things that would affect performance in a single sentence, and it is incredibly long and hilarious. That article is by Matt Phillips. I'm going to include a link in the description of this video because I think it's worth reading. Get people educated. Here's the anti that. Some person said, some person who was trapped in a live streamed 2-hour and 46-minute podcast over the last week said, yeah, the Xbox Series X is the only console next gen that'll be able to ray trace open world third party games. And when somebody wrote an article about them saying that, they're like, what? I didn't say that. They're like,
Wait, why did I say that?
Why did that work? That dude already regrets saying that and doesn't stand by his own words. So that's the anti-that of the week. But yeah, this article is really good. People should check it out. And that leads into our next thing. Lockhart, the cheaper Xbox Series X console, apparently is real. It is happening. So it'll apparently be shown off next month, and my worst case scenario is that it has a hard drive instead of a solid state drive, and Microsoft tries to have their cake and eat it too.
That'll be funny because
That's
everybody
great for the consumer, giving them options.
the fucking it'll be the return of hard load screens.
Let me tell you, no, it won't. If it's the only console next gen with a hard drive instead of a solid state drive, no, it won't. It won't be the return of jack fucking shit unless it sells an unreasonably high amount of consoles, and even then, still might not.
Literally, just freeze in place.
Yeah.
What if Microsoft is like, you can't ship anything on the Series X if it isn't also on Lockhart, and they get no third-party games?
I could absolutely see that happening, and man, Microsoft is setting people up. For those who don't know the Lockhart console, one thing we already have confirmed about it is that it has 4 teraflops of performance. Now, the Xbox One X is 6 teraflops, and as I mentioned that article just now, that's not be-all, end-all. And the Lockhart will have the more powerful CPU you strongly associate with next-gen consoles, but its performance is fucking way lower than the PS5 and the Xbox One or Xbox Series X. So this is just blatantly holding back the next gen. So I have no idea why Microsoft's even launching it, because now Microsoft's first-party studios have to ship for 6 different SKUs of hardware. They have to do Series X.
Calm down, Phil. It's gonna be okay.
Series
We're gonna
X.
win this gen.
Series X, Lockhart, Xbox One X, Xbox One S, and Xbox One and PC. That's 6. Yep.
Dan, they just want to have the biggest L ever, okay? That's what they want.
Fuck is
Let them
wrong
have
with
it.
them?
Are they gonna give out T-shirts like with the Xbox One X? I witnessed the most powerful L ever.
Yes.
They'll just can't wait for them to reveal the portable that'll also have to have everything on it.
Mm-hmm. It has 1 teraflop.
Can you imagine Switch Pro comes out this year, but there's an Xbox portable and it's somehow weaker?
Oh no.
I'm dying. But it has worse battery life than the Switch.
So yeah, this is unreal. That they would ship a console with 4 teraflops of performance, and you know it's using the same architecture as the Series X, so the flops are relatively analogous in this case. Unlike comparing the Xbox One X and the next gen consoles, where the flops are more performant. Why are they hamstringing?
They're doing it for the gamer.
They're doing it so they have a cheap console on the market. This doesn't actually serve consumers.
And it's weird because there's still the S and the X that they want to sell. So now they're just another one that confuse people even more.
4 Xboxes at retail this holiday season.
Is it going to be the Series S? I bet it is.
I bet it is, yeah.
What if it's the Series L?
Xbone Sad was already fucking surreal.
Why are they giving Sony this bazooka? Because I'm just imagining. Okay, let's say third parties go along with this for some reason. Sony's first party output now looks like it's from another dimension.
Yeah.
Are they just trying to kill third-party games?
I'm convinced that nobody at Microsoft knows what the fuck they're doing. They have multiple people all doing different things that aren't talking.
I don't know what to think of their internal structure anymore, because like Phil Spencer was supposed to be from their software division, and this is the last sort of crazy fucked up platform level decisions you would make as a software guy.
Yeah, I have to wonder if they're even talking to third parties. Like PlayStation are always saying with Mark Cerny, hey, we went and talked to everyone about what they wanted for next gen,
and then we made that the most fucking ludicrously unrealistically optimized part of our machine. You know, every developer in the world tells them, hey, we want a solid state drive in the next machine, and they're like, well, if we're gonna do it, let's go balls deep, you know. And then they put in all that dedicated hardware and they try to optimize things so that way you're not flushing the entire cache in the GPU every time you draw something into memory. Like, This is insane. If it has a hard drive,
they're going to bring the games, Dan.
What was it? Somebody posted an image where it's the last 6 years of what Microsoft has said coming into E3, and every year they're like, "We have the strongest showing we've ever had." And I'm like,
Please.
True, they always come out and their press conference is surprisingly strong. Not for things that I would play on their machine, but because they have a bunch of entertaining video games that I will play on someone else's machine. My PlayStation.
Lockhart, as I said before, the Series X only makes sense in a world where Lockhart exists. But when the 4 teraflop number was confirmed, I'm like, that is such a lower fucking number. What is this machine's?
Yeah,
what price is this? What else can be cut? Because another thing people are talking about, one of the main ways to cut cost would be to cut the SSD or cut the RAM. So now you have game devs who need to make a console game for your systems where they're doing 2 different fucking RAM setups? Like fucking what?
Don't worry, Dan. It's only going to have the SSD, but you only get 300 gigs.
I mean, Bob,
No, I think they're just going to cut the SSD. That's my prediction. Let's do a gamer premonition. Will it have an SSD?
Dude, fucking, hey, predict how this dude's going to drink himself to death. Is it vodka or whiskey? Like, fucking, God, this is so rough.
Thinking about that really good thing you posted where someone made a tweet that was a picture of every Xbox studio with the fuel that will drive the next generation.
That was
literally
their
drive
banner
because they'll all be making Forza cars.
That was their banner image. That was their header image on Twitter. Someone in my notifications had that as their fucking Twitter header, where it's just like all 16 first-party studios, and they're like, "This is driving the future of gaming," and I'm like, "No."
You forgot the funniest part, Dan. You forgot the funniest part about that image, which is they didn't know who made Age of Empires, so they just put Age of Empires
as a
on
studio.
their image as a studio.
Yeah.
They just really like Age of Empires, okay? And nothing else that studio may make.
Oh, hey guys, great news. I finally, just now in the middle of this podcast, got my Butterfinger code from Square. I got my Butterfinger DLC code for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Well, finally you can put on that bangle.
That equipment will look great on the PS5.
I also just got the second one. I got the bangle this time instead of the theme.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I just got mine.
But this is your first one, Dan, right? You just get the theme?
Yes.
Oh my god. Me
So
and Dan submitted it the same night.
Yep.
The same receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You can't win, can you?
Nope.
You didn't even like Butterfinger.
It was pretty horrible. I ate that last episode. It was not great. Man, we all have to commit to whether we think it has a hard drive. Oh boy. Bob?
I think it'll have a hard drive. I think they're going to take the biggest Dale possible here.
God. I can't even. Their platform level strategies have been so bad for so long. I think you're right.
Right? And then it's like, well, it's okay. You can buy that thing to slot into it to get your SSD.
We have a console for people who like shooting themselves in the foot. It's called Lockhart. God fucking damn it. Yeah. Okay.
Phil, is your prediction also hard drive?
Yes, hard drive.
And mine is too.
Swerve, it's a streaming box.
A streaming box
Doesn't
would
need a
need
hard
4
drive.
teraflops of performance.
Right?
That's for the browser.
Gonna be playing a lot of HTML5 games.
Yes. So, I thought it was funny. I saw people talking about it today. Phil Spencer replied to some random person
What?
who asked them, how are you feeling about the eventual reveals of new games and new info? And he actually replied to this person going, reviewed plans yesterday for continued sharing through launch. Team's doing great, working and adapting. Never been more excited about Xbox's plans. We've heard you. You want transparency / authenticity. We plan to keep showing that way. Next step is not too much of a wait, and then in parentheses, games.
What if Lockhart doesn't have a disk drive?
That
What
is
if it's
one
all
of the
digital?
things. That is one of the things people are saying.
Yeah, it
might
doesn't matter
be
how
the
bad
case.
that all digital console sold. They'll definitely do it again.
I can't. Why is Phil Spencer's avatar just a fucking computer chip.
Well, because that's the die. That's the beautiful power of the Xbox Series X.
That's what
APU.
Microsoft shoved into his skull.
This is
Whatever, they
really
got
distressing.
grounded.
This is really distressing. Oh yeah, Grounded. Isn't that game with environmental storytelling?
Yes, I never experienced environmental storytelling before. How about you, Dan?
Everyone listening
Like
to
to
this,
imagine we just unload all of our guns on the field.
everyone listening to this is just like, or some guy listening to this is like, why are they saying that? They didn't say that. That's dumb. And it's like, you didn't even watch Inside Xbox. They literally said that. God.
Can we stop talking about Xbox? It's like reviewing a snuff film at this point.
Okay, we'll do more next week.
I
I've got
hope
one piece of news left.
Go.
Zooey from Grand Blue Versus is coming out on the 28th, which will be next week.
Isn't that Zoe?
Yeah, I thought it was Zoe too,
Just-
but who knows?
it's pronounced Zoe, but it's spelled Zooey. Who knows?
Yeah,
why?
Zoe
Fuck off.
Deschanel has the same spelling.
It's Kazooie.
I'm calling her Kazooie.
I assume she'll make those noises with her dragons.
Oh my god. Just every time you walk around in that horrible lobby that is not the most horrible lobby anymore.
Oh.
They made shit of that.
Sony announces the next PSVR. It has one eye. You see nothing with your right eye when you wear it. I'm like trying to think of Sony making such psychopathic decisions as a hard drive in your lower end unit. Anyway, we got to keep moving. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Dan.
You already fucking talked about Miku.
Yeah, but I have other news.
Oh,
I wanna bring up the biggest controversy this week.
okay.
GameCube controller without buttons.
Bob, please do not throw to
What are you fucking talking about?
Please do not throw to 10-year-old Kyle Bosman bits. Thank you.
Oh well, I tried. Story of Seasons Doraemon's coming to the PS4 on September 4th.
Oh, okay. That's
I was
good.
gonna buy that remake of Mineral Town, not on fucking Switch. I'm gonna wait until the PS4 version so I can play it on the PS5.
Stop talking about the PS5.
Yeah, I'm hoping that happens. We still don't even have a US release date for Story of Seasons.
Yeah, we just know it's gonna be summer because things made the release date dicey.
Right. But hey, it's neat to see the Doraemon one coming out. I'm not as interested in that one just because I don't have an attachment to Doraemon, but if you do, here it is.
Neat. Bob, I'm now,
That's all I got.
Bob, I'm now seeing that the final Bosman has a wiki and that they have GameCube controller with no buttons. That's an entry, and I'm dying.
It's important.
That's
we need
insane.
we needed to talk about this.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do, actually. The GameCube controller with no buttons is an item which was at the center of Button Gate, otherwise known as the Button Cover-Up, Balmer's Folly, or the Great Cube Hullabaloo.
The controller was seen in the opening of the Xbox One reveal event during a video montage. The controller is found during one montage clip where a woman sits behind a man, presumably her son or neglectful boyfriend, and talks to the camera. In this scene, the controller is shown at the bottom of the frame between two other controllers, both of which have a normal amount of buttons. Hashtag Microsoft, where are the GameCube buttons? Trended worldwide the entire weekend after the event, showing just how controversial the whole thing was.
I'm convinced Kyle Bosman wrote this.
That video's insane. They seriously edited the GameCube controller buttons off in a fucking video.
They couldn't just crop it.
That's insane. This is the dumbest shit in the world. Feel, save us with your actual news.
Okay, so we got the next chapter in the Sega Shiro, the son of Sagata Sanshiro arc. They did another commercial showing the harsh training that Sega Shiro went through under his father Sagata Sanshiro. Also, apparently Sagata Sanshiro died getting onto a space shuttle and going into space, and then it exploded, and his uniform floated down for his son to catch.
Yeah, that was during that one commercial where he had to save the world or something from a missile.
Yes.
But
Deep
at
lore.
the end of this, Sega Hatan Sanshiro shows up, which is a pun because Sega Hatan both sounds like Sega Saturn, how you say it in Japan, and is also basically Sega bankruptcy. And he looks like the Sagata Sanshiro version of Mr. Karate from King of Fighters, where he has a demon mask on and his gi is black, and it might actually be Sagata Sanshiro.
I saw this right as I was about to go to sleep, and I just had to quote it going, what the fuck is going on?
I was glad they did anything, because that first commercial was terrible.
They subverted your expectations. There's some lore happening now.
It's
Hopefully-
still half a terrible commercial, because there's still just him saying Sega Dio like 3 times in a row before anything happens.
3.
Something like that.
So Riot Games is bought Hypixel. Is that their fucking name?
I guess.
They bought Hypixel Studios, who made Hytale, a game that looks exactly like Minecraft.
Sounds which like a good acquisition.
It's Riot's continued attempt at like becoming the new Blizzard, but this game looks so intensely like Minecraft. It's ridiculous. It's like guys, come on. I didn't want to put it as Minecraft clone in the document, but what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, no, it's pretty fucking blatant if you look it up.
This trailer has 56 million views.
Yes.
People love Minecraft and they love games like Minecraft. This actually looks kind of better than Minecraft. It looks like it has
Okay, I'm
more
looking
things in
at
it.
it. This kind of looks cool. This trailer is like 2 years old.
Yeah.
It's a year and 5 months, but yeah, that's a lot of fucking views.
I saw the part where they get inside a little lobby and they watch a real life video.
Yeah, it's raw.
Look at that.
But we'll see how that turns out. Riot's making a lot of stuff at the moment.
Yes.
Stuff that, you know what?
Yeah,
Stuff.
true. Correct.
So the Danganronpa 10-year anniversary year has begun. They did a stream. They announced that the 3 games, the 3 mainline games, are coming to smartphones, and they're doing a collaboration with some mobile game I already forgot the name of because it isn't out in America, so who cares? And they will be doing a stream every month to announce more stuff, apparently.
So is this like the Sonic thing?
Right, I was gonna ask.
I assume they're actually going to do it. Which, by the way, they missed another month.
No!
So I think it's safe to say that is dead. Because they've missed 4 months in a row.
There had to have been something we don't know.
And lastly, WWE 2K, the yearly wrestling game, is skipping this year. Which after last year, where it was barely a game, is not surprising.
Not barely. It wasn't a game.
Look, they
Also,
just need to get ready for next gen.
When your games have a development time of 9 months, a pandemic happening 2 months into that is a problem.
And you also listening to people who are into these games talk about it going, yeah, when the next gen, this gen's first one came out, it was pretty bad, but the new gen, they have to work on the new stuff. And then they just kept getting worse from there. Like, it started off bad, and then it just kept getting worse with each year.
When it had the 2K bug, and the year switched over to 2020, and it just stopped working, and people thought that was an improvement, you know that there's probably something bad going on.
Yeah. You know what's the real pandemic? Those games. Xbox ripped the Band-Aid off. Just tell me Lockhart tomorrow has no controllers, 4 teraflops and a hard drive. Just fucking do it.
It has no buttons.
Yeah, it's
And no
it's
controller
just-
drive.
You know what? It's completely blank except for the share button.
I'm so tired.
I need to know. I need this information out there because now I'm terrified that my cynicism and feels wanton need for destruction is correct, and that you're gonna stick a hard drive in that thing, and I don't need that, man. No one needs you selling them that. That's not okay.
So, Dan.
Yeah. What's up?
What are you and Mr. Bob doing next week?
Me and Mr. Bob are going to be playing PlayStation Move Ape Escape on last Friday's stream. Look forward to that stream archive getting uploaded to YouTube.
Of course that exists.
It's actually really fun. We're kind of surprised they didn't try to make a VR version. But yeah, we're going to be doing that and checking out some other PlayStation related things. Apparently, someone came out with a proper fucking hack of the exact thing I've been asking for years, where it makes the PlayStation TV output a pixel pure signal. So I'm going to be looking into that, and we'll be using that for some PSP Ape Escape related stuff. Whether that's Ape Quest or Ape Escape on the loose, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. You know, we got a pretty strong month still going until the end of April. And of course, as people who watch our live streams know, next month will be Malo. So please be excited for all sorts of Master Chief related shenanigans, like looking up and then looking back down and then looking back up again all throughout May as we stream all the mainline entries and also some side games. Almost definitely. I say almost definitely because
I understand these references.
If I have to pay a lot of money for Halo Wars 2, I'm going to be upset.
Isn't it on fucking Game Pass?
I hope. I think it is. It
They
better
must
be.
have realized, they must know nobody's fucking buying this.
I mean, it's a Microsoft first-party game, so...
Yeah, like I said, nobody's buying this.
Yeah, as Bob said, if you want to play a really rough version of Infamous, let me tell you about Sunset Overdrive.
Apparently, it is indeed included with Game Pass.
He said that because of the movement.
I said that if you want to play a bad version of Infamous, go play Prototype. If you want to do worse, then you have Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, no!
Sorry, Bob, didn't mean to misrepresent you there.
Sunset Overdrive is real fucking bad.
I wouldn't know. We haven't hashtag given games a chance for it yet. So
I need you to do that at some point.
I need me to do that too. Don't worry, Bob. With the power of X, it'll run well.
Yeah, we'll get the best version of it.
We'll give it the best possible chance we can. Unlike next gen, where if Microsoft releases a hard drive console to the fucking market as the low end, I'm going to buy that out of spite and then go, man, all these Xbox games run terribly.
You idiot. I owned you by buying your overpriced shit box.
Hey, that would be their slightly lower priced overpriced shit box. Thank you. KZ, what do you...
$400.
Oh, God, KZ, what do you have going on in the next week?
Aside from the usual content, there's an upcoming beta that I'm probably going to stream, I guess, for Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme versus Maxi Boost On.
Oh, I thought it was going to be for Ninjala.
Oh, man,
No.
I wish.
That's not
if only. I'm really excited for this because I don't know if you played Gundam Versus in 2017.
We did.
Yeah.
That was the Dissidia NT of the Gundam Versus franchise.
Yes, it was.
Where they were trying to appeal more to a mass market and go for higher fidelity, which as a result meant it had maybe a ninth of the content of the average one. And this is a port of a 2016 arcade game, so it's going to have like 300 characters in it. So
Cool.
I'm excited for that because I want a good one of those.
Yeah, it sounds very maxi.
Maxi Boost On.
Yes.
I'm looking. The logo looks like a nightmare.
I bet.
I need to pull up the logo for you because it looks like a nightmare.
You know, I got my
Like they
beta
were-
code for this, and I can't remember what I did with it.
They emailed them out that like earlier in the week.
Bob's like, oops, I threw it away. I threw away a digital code.
Look at that. There's so many different fonts. They had a really
Holy shit. My passion is graphic designing over other people's graphic design.
I can only hope that if I watch the intro for this, they will just show all the words, but each of them will like explode in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be good. I think Gak did a song for one of these games.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Well, he's gonna crush the big sickie with his own two hands. You didn't see his Instagram post today?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
that's all I got. Feel you.
Streaming by the time you hear this, streams will have happened and they will continue to happen. I'm gonna go right into Danganronpa V3. So look forward to that, where apparently things are even more crack-headed.
Ooh.
Man. As a heads up to anyone still listening, PlayStation Store is doing their big in Japan sale. It's a pretty good sale. Check it out, maybe. I feel like you guys like Japanese games.
All Xbox owners real big fans of Japanese games, apparently.
Hey, we actually did have a comment from someone who thought we were targeting them specifically for owning an Xbox
Well,
and
now we
liking
are.
Japanese games.
I'm sorry you made a poor decision.
As I said that other podcast, it's kind of like showing up at the arcade and being like, refill my soda. I'm more confused than anything. We're not ragging on you, but Dragon's Crown Pro is only $7. Fucking get that game. Dragon's Crown is a fucking blessing. That's all I wanted to say.
Did I buy that?
Dragon's Crown's really good.
Here in a second.
Dragon's Crown's really, really good.
I'm fairly certain that I bought it. I mean, we all bit the bull and bought that great Power Rangers game.
After all was said and done, I bought it 3 times.
I mean,
you did it. Oh, I thought you just did it for me.
It's true. Feel technically, but bought it 3 times.
It's always with fighting games.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support the GB Podcast Network, head on over to patreon.com/GB Podcast, so that way you can get exclusive behind the scenes on stuff, other content. There's a lot of content. It's basically non-ending avalanche of content. So head on over there, become a $5 backer or a podlord today. This GigaBoots video was brought to you by the arcane powers of our executive producers, Esme, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Starfalcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, and 32X Wen. Thank you very much to our powerful executive producers. And also these guys. If you like this video and want to lend us your power, head on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots today.